crazy the interaction that fans are able to have at the tracks that close up, because you just don't get that in professional sports.
Welcome, everyone, to the Driving Vision podcast brought to you by the Zeigler Auto Group. And here with me, Auto Group Director of Talent Development, Mike Van Ryn. Welcome, Mike.
Hey, thanks, Sam.
Be sure to subscribe to the podcast, like it if you do, and leave a comment. This episode, we drop into the world of NASCAR racing to see how Team Live Fast, the Zeigler Auto Group, and our driver Josh Bilicki are driving vision in racing. Plus, a special announcement this week. Want to score VIP tickets and be the guest of Live Fast, Zeigler, and the Driving Vision podcast to a NASCAR race? Now's your chance. Listen closely to today's episode to learn how to score free tickets to NASCAR. After NASCAR, stick around as Team Zeigler shares takeaways from Mitch Albom's time in the Zeigler training room. Last week's episode with Tuesdays with Maury author Mitch Albom was one of our most popular ever. We at the Zeigler Auto Group agree his story is amazing. We'll share our experiences with Mitch, but first, we turn to Josh Bilicki and Team Live Fast.
With us today, owners of Live Fast Motorsports, BJ McLeod, Matt Tift, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Having us on here.
Great to have you guys. And then, of course, back with us today's NASCAR race car driver, Josh Bilicki. Of course, BJ, I'm doing you a disservice. You're a NASCAR race car driver, too. You just love the car racing so much you bought the company. You and Matt both did. But Josh Bilicki, welcome back.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So to our listening audience, Josh, this has never happened before. We're going to do something today that has never happened on the Driving Vision Future of Zag Today podcast. We are going to talk about a way that every one of our a few listeners, could get a VIP NASCAR experience pass. What the heck does that mean? What does it mean to get a pass to NASCAR, Josh?
Yeah, so the VIP hot passes are exactly what it sounds like. VIP access to a NASCAR race. And basically, there's two ways to watch a NASCAR race in person, from the grandstands, or you can be part of the action in the infield, in the pits, hanging out with the drivers, with the team, with the pit crews prior to the race. So the VIP access basically grants that individual access to the pit road prior to the race, in the pits before the race, in the pits during the race. It's a super cool experience that really you can't just go out and buy.
It's something that I've loved doing, and I never knew I would love it as much as I have. I went last year's to many races, and there is something, BJ, what is it about NASCAR that the adrenaline is just incredible? I went to last year's Daytona 500. Josh raced the Xfinity race. Came in, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, 9th. Am I right on that?
Correct.
And your banner moment, and I'm sitting on the box with your team. Your moment is there was a wreck, an enormous wreck towards the end of the race, fire and cars flying everywhere. And the moment of excitement was when we realized you'd made it through and you were still in the race. BJ, what is it about NASCAR that provides an opportunity and experience like that is unlike any other sport on the planet?
I think I always put it back to the fact that you can smell the cars, you can feel the cars, you can hear the cars, you smell different fuel burning and rubber burning and just all the stuff that you have so much that you can connect with when you're there in person. Like, it's an awesome product on TV, but I always tell people, you went to a good one. The 500 is always a good race, or Daytona 500 weekend is a great race to go to, because you hear the cars come around the track, the Xfinity race or the truck race. The cars come around the track and they're all backpacked together, and you really feel the ground shake. Like, every time the cars come by, the ground shakes. So it's that, like I said, coupled with being able to hear them and smell the different smells that go on there and see them drive through the garage. With the VIP passes, you can literally be 2 feet from Kyle Busch's car rolling through the garage. It's really crazy the interaction that fans are able to have at the tracks that close up, because you just don't get that in professional sports. Like, you're not going to get within 50 foot of a football player at an NFL game. At a NASCAR track, you can walk right by Kyle Busch or Josh or Kevin Harvick or me, whoever, and you just look at them and say, hey, can I have an autograph? Like, that stuff it doesn't happen in other sports. And I think that's what makes NASCAR so cool, is the interaction and how much the fans can actually, when they have the chance to have a VIP pass, get in there and interact and really feel like part of the team. Like, it's a crazy atmosphere, and just the amount of stuff that you can experience and sense while you're there.
It is amazing. And in fact, Josh, I went with you to Kansas City this past year. The Chiefs are still in the Super Bowl hunt right now as of recording time. And I remember being shocked to see Kansas City Chiefs Coach Reed was there in the pits. We've had and hosted at MIS this past year, both the basketball and football coach for Michigan State. It's incredible the people that you just happen to run into in a very relaxed atmosphere. And then Matt Tifft, it's interesting after the race or as the race is in progress, the other thing that gets me, maybe you've seen this that you can describe a little, you're actually seeing cars that maybe have been in wrecks or accidents getting rolled out back into the garages just right during the race, and they're trying to work on these things, Matt. So they come off the field, they work on them, and then they push them back in if they qualify still, right, Matt?
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about those cars. You're sitting on the pit box and enjoying the race, and you, of course, see the pit stops and everything going on, the green flag runs, and being on the box is part of the VIP experience. You're seeing everything. You're hearing the crews. It's really an immersive experience. Yeah. And you might be tuned in watching Josh or whatever it might be, and you just hear a loud bang out of somewhere. You look over, and somebody's pounded the fence or is spinning or whatever it might be, and it's right there. Yeah. In Las Vegas last year, there's a giant crash right in front of us, and it sounded like a bomb went off. And so there's this insane sensory experiences, and you see them come down pit road, and the dragging parts, the under trays are completely undone. All the toe links and things that were breaking last year on these cars, it's crazy to see the damage, but then also the way these crews repaired the cars and get them back out from seemingly what they should be done for the race and get them back on the track. It's pretty incredible. Yeah,
we're grateful to you, Team Live Fast, for making this opportunity available to our listeners and to people across social media. Josh, let's describe what this is. How do I, as a listener of the show, as someone on social media that follows you and Team Live Fast, how do I get into this contest?
Yeah, so I'll start by saying that without the race fans, we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be racing. So we're grateful for our fans, and we want to give back. So we're offering right now our first contest, VIP tickets to Circuit of the Americas NASCAR Cup Series race at the end of March. Our first race with Team Zeigler on the Live Fast number 78 car. So that's so exciting for me because I'm a road course guy. That's the first road course of the year. And to bring two fans to that race and let them to see the sport like they've never seen before is exciting. So entering is really simple. Honestly, right now, we are just basically letting the fans follow Zeigler Racing on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And all you have to do is show us how you live Zeigler Fast by posting a picture and using the hashtag Live Zeigler Fast. Really simple. Follow those three accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and just post a picture, hashtag Live Zeigler Fast. And I've already been through some of the pictures that have been posted, and they're all race cars. So I think that's pretty cool, but they don't need to be race cars. They can be a picture of your street car. They can be a picture of your dog, whatever it can be, just showing us how you live Zeigler Fast in your everyday life. I think that's pretty cool, and it is pretty simple to enter.
So that is part of the excitement of this contest is Live Zeigler Fast could mean anything. So when I think about that, I think about your race at Daytona 500 and you making it through that fireball, that huge collision, right? Part of, to me, living Zeigler Fast is winning and overcoming tremendous odds to come out, and you had a great finish at that race. So Matt, was there a moment from last season in NASCAR that stands out to you as extraordinary or exceptional that might qualify as either Live Zeigler Fast or just your favorite moment last year at NASCAR?
I think from the team side was very similar to what you're talking about with Josh, and that was at Daytona with BJ driving our car. For some reason, the Daytona fall race has been pretty good to us the last couple of years. Both top 10 finishes there. Very similar deal. Went to turn one, and the entire field wrecked. I think there was some rain going into there, and BJ made it through. So always wild moments like that. Obviously, you got to look at for the sport in itself with Ross Chastain riding the wall, making to the playoffs, the final round there. That's a cool thing about this promotion, right? Is there's so many big moments in racing. That's why we formed this company calling it Live Fast, because we love to live fast, the energy of racing and loving the action and just that adrenaline you get. So we're excited to see what you guys come up with.
Again, to our audience, it can be anything. What does Live Zeigler Fast mean to you? How are you inspired by that idea, that concept? And all those entries will be judged. Josh, how are we going to make a decision on who wins the first pass to a Circuit of the Americas?
It's random. So anybody that posts and uses the hashtag Live Zeigler Fast, we're going to put you into a random drawing. We're going to pick one name, and that one name is going to get 2 passes to that Circuit of the Americas race. So we're excited to see what you guys come up with. We're also excited. And I will say one more thing. Daytona Fall Race, I know Matt Tiff was talking about it, has been great to me as well. BJ and I drafted the entire 2021 Daytona Fall Race, and that was my first NASCAR Cup Series top 10. I followed BJ. He finished 9th. I believe I finished 10th. So that's pretty cool to be going back to Daytona during on the 78 car in the 500 here.
There's magic in Daytona, and that's the very first race. What's the date of Daytona this year? That's a month away about.
It'll be February 19th.
First race of the season. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're coming up on it. BJ, thinking about your favorite moment this past year at NASCAR Cup or Xfinity, what sticks out to you as the best moment of NASCAR Live Zeigler Fast this past year?
I'm actually going to do one that's not just Live Fast, Team Live Fast oriented. I'm going to say Ross Chastain's wall ride at Martinsville. I don't know how you can't think that's Live Zeigler Fast, because it was just it was a crazy move that we'll probably never see again, that now we all think it might work, so it's not quite as cool, but I think everybody had to watch it through a replay anyway. But it's like when you first see that, you're like, nah, he didn't make that work. But yeah, that's
who does that? Nobody's going to do that.
I think almost everybody out there we would do it, right? We just don't think of it. Like, that's the part that he should get credit for, is thinking about it, because I think to be a driver at this level, we've all been through that. I'll do whatever it takes, right? That's the way we drive these race cars. It don't matter if you're first or 36th. Like, you have to have that attitude or you can't be on the track at this level. But it's just the amount of thought and prep it took that week for him to have that in his head and to literally get clearance on the radio. I need 2 more spots. Yes, I do need 2 more spots. Yes, you need 2 more spots. And then he catches fifth gear and drives into turn 3 wide open. It's just wild when you think of it. And from a driver's point of view, it's like, we know how wild it is. Josh has lived it. Matt's lived it. It's just insane. So anyway, that's going to be my top NASCAR moment for a while as far as craziness.
That's exciting. I appreciate you sharing that with us. When we look ahead to this year and we look ahead to the races that will be on the docket, one that stands out to Zeigler Auto Group is Chicago, because it's downtown. It's going to be a road-style race. It's going to have a ton of national attention. Any thoughts on what we might see at Chicago downtown, or preparations NASCAR is making that's unusual that you could share with us behind the scenes?
I've certainly seen from the track. They did the iRacing race there a couple of years ago during COVID time. I think it's going to be an incredible race, having a street race in NASCAR. So that's cool in itself. July 4th weekend, and we have all kinds of concerts going on down there. The whole concert area is down by where they do Lollapalooza. Big name artists going down there. I don't even know who it is yet. I just know they have all kinds of people going down. But one of the cool things too is when we have events like the LA Clash and the Chicago Street Race, all kinds of people come that have never been to a NASCAR race, right? So that's going to be really neat to see all the people who have never seen a NASCAR up front and personal. And we'll have the Zeigler Auto Group number 78 there to go see that. And that's really exciting. So I know it's a big race for you guys and for us, of course, but that's going to be so thrilling to go bring it into downtown Chicago. I mean, that's pretty special.
So Chicago's a special forum, and then a repeat from last year that's going to gain a lot of national attention. We go back to the Coliseum in Southern California, home of the USC Trojans. Anything interesting you want to share with our audience about that? I know one announcement NASCAR recently made is they're going to do an Olympic-style podium, first, second, and third place. And I actually heard, I was reading some things in NASCAR, that what's that going to be like, having the first place and the second place standing side by side, particularly if second place bumps first out of first. Emotions run high in those moments. Those top 3 people may not feel a lot of a goodwill standing on that podium. Any thoughts about that?
You want to take that one, Josh?
I'll take that one. So I'll be on my couch cheering for BJ in that race, but I think that's going to be unique. That's the first time in NASCAR history I think that's been done. So yeah, there could be some really mixed emotions there. That's a short track. At short tracks like that with really tight corners, you'll often see guys use the bumper. And if you see second place use the bumper on first, you might see some really weird body language up there. And who knows? There could be some weird tension and some exchange words. And NASCAR fans love that. First and second place might not feel the same way about each other. But for me, I'll be a NASCAR fan that weekend, tuning in, glued to the TV. I think that's going to be awesome.
We here at the Driving Vision podcast are going to predict BJ third place, second place, or first place at the Coliseum. BJ, not to put any pressure on you, but that would be cool as heck to see you on that medals podium.
It's a little comical because Formula One, you have the podium and it's all very nice and professional. I'd love to see a fight on the podium, but that's just me.
Yeah. I think you see it sometimes in I'm a big supercross guy, a big dirt bike motocross fan. And oftentimes you see there's a lot of tension in the supercross podium. You very rarely ever see it in Formula One. So having NASCAR do it, it's going to be really unique. And I think that's what's exciting for fans.
It's going to be awesome. We appreciate you all being here. We are so excited for this contest. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun to see who we take to Circuit of the Americas. I'm going to be there. It'll be fun to see that race that day and join our 2 award-winning VIP pass winners. Post now to social media, Zeigler Racing, your picture, what it means to live Zeigler fast. BJ, closing comments for our national audience, and then we're out of here. BJ.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about the fact that I hadn't thought about the bump and run and first and second having to stand next to one another on that podium. So I'm like twice as excited for the clash, thinking this could be really crazy. It would be awesome to be competitive enough to be up there. But either way, it's like I'm trying to think in my head. I'm like, will they just put a NASCAR official between first and second on the podium? Or how are we going to handle it? Because it will get entertaining. So I'm going to leave it with that because I'm definitely excited now.
That's awesome. Thank you all, and we will see you on social media, Zeigler Racing. Good luck, everybody. Thank you.
Hey, Team Zeigler, we've had a lot of great feedback on our first guest speaker of 2023, Mitch Albom. If you didn't have a chance to hear Mitch, don't worry. We recorded him, and we'll be sending that recording out soon, as well as sending out some short video clips of his most impactful moments during his presentation. Let's go to some of our team now and see what they learned and what stood out to them.
Good afternoon, Team Zeigler. It's Keith Cox, Service Director at Granville CDJR. What can I say about Mitch Albom? His presentation was worth every second. His stories were amazing. I grew up listening to him as a sports announcer, and the amazing things that he's done since then, his giving, his heartache, it shaped the person he became. Going forward, I would really like to make every effort to donate every bit of time I have, whatever I have, to whoever wants it, whoever needs it. What a great presentation by a great guy. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Sanderson from Kalamazoo Zeigler Honda. And I think that Mitch Albom was probably one of the best speakers that we've had. It was very emotional. It was from the heart. He went in there thinking he's going to comfort an old friend in his last days, but tables turned, and I think it was a life lesson for Mitch. One that he grew upon, one that he expanded. He even raised a little girl, giving her the best quality of life that no one would ever expect that she would have. And I think that we can do things like that too if we just dig a little bit deeper. It's more than serving a dinner at a soup kitchen or making a monetary donation for a tax write-off. I think that if we get to know the people that are in the receiving end of it and know the effect that it can have on them is so much greater than what we give. I think that's very, very important that we can grow upon. It's great that we have speakers like Mitch come in. I think it's great that we have speakers that talk about sales and improve ourselves professionally, but I think it's equally important to have people come in and talk about how we can improve ourselves professionally. Thanks for having Mitch Albom, and we look forward to more of these.
Hi, my name is Adrienne Carlin. I am the title clerk at our Granville location. What impacted me most from Mitch's presentation was the fact that in the end, on your last days on this earth, it does not matter what you had materialistically throughout your life. It matters the legacy that you left behind, the relationships and the bonds that you have built with so many different people, friends, family, it doesn't matter who. And honestly, that really hit home for me because my New Year's resolution this year was to be less materialistic, and hearing him speak and hearing what he has done and how he has impacted so many people has just really been eye-opening, and I strive to be like that one day. And the fact that we just have to start. It doesn't matter where we start, we just have to start. And that really hit home as well, because we can sit here and think about what we can do, what we can change, how we can help. But if you don't start, then you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to stay where you are. So I really appreciated him just saying, start. And don't worry about the small stuff. Just the stuff that matters is the love and the friendships and the relationships that you carry throughout the last days of your life.
Hello, Zeigler Auto Group. My name is Jillian Garzaloni. I work at Zeigler Granville. I really enjoyed Mitch's ability to storytell and hold the attention of the room so closely. His story and the 3 people that had the greatest influence on his life really prompted me to think about those people in my life and what I can learn from them about how giving is living. Moving forward, I'd like to make an effort to give back to my community. I'm going to start by volunteering at my local kids' food basket. I'd just like to thank Zeigler University for bringing in such a humble and amazing person to share his experiences with the group. Thanks.
Hey, good morning, Team Zeigler. You got Kyle Feynman, Zeigler Subaru Maryville. And one of the biggest impacts or takeaways that I had from Mitch Albom was when he said, you have to affect people while you are here if you expect to go on once you are gone. One of the ways to do that, and we talk about it often, is to be the pebble and make your own ripples by the people that you touch. And when I hear that, what I think of is, what an opportunity we have as leaders in our auto group to create that ripple in the pond and affect so many around us in their growth and development, whether it be their careers or in their personal life. So that's one thing that I've dedicated, I've committed myself to, is the continued growth of my team, myself, and getting to larger heights. So thank you for having Mitch. He was a great speaker, and if you did not hear him, I would encourage you to go back and listen to the recording. All right, have a great day. Thank you.
Hi, this is Brian Koster, Service Director in Orland Park. What impacted me the most with Mitch's presentation was his experiences with giving. How giving impacted so many lives he came across, the ripple effect. Just like us here at Zeigler, whether it be giving that great customer experience or rallying around to donate during a food drive, we are givers, and I'm proud to be part of the Zeigler team. Moving forward, I want to lead my teams with a giving attitude. My team and I will be giving great customer service, giving undivided attention to our guests, and giving the best deals around. My team Zeigler investing in speakers with us, I believe that we all pick up something and implement it into our daily routine for a great experience for our guests every time. Giving is living. Thank you.
Hi, this is Dan Brubaker, used car manager at Zeigler Subaru of Maryville. Mitch's presentation made an impact on me to want to do more in my community. It also made me really think about my past and present leaders and teachers and how they impacted my life. My plans going forward is to plan once a month a volunteering event for our team to go ahead and get involved and volunteer in the community and make an impact there. Thanks, and have a great day.
Hey, Team Zeigler, Jason Evans here. What stuck with me the most with Mitch Albom was his analogy about the change rattling around in the piggy bank, and it inspired me to put into action something I've been thinking about for a while, which is a dad newsletter to my 4 kids that are teenagers and older. So I sent out my first one, and that newsletter is going to be just inspiring and life lessons type things that I think are important, and hopefully that will help them, and it's something they can look back on, and hopefully I can be that change rattling around someday.
A big thanks to NASCAR race car driver Josh Bilicki and his Live Fast Motorsports team, Mike Van Ryn, Araya Daniels, and all those with feedback from our session with Mitch Albom for contributing to this week's Driving Vision podcast. Until next week, how are you driving vision today?